Hi, welcome to Easy Gourmet. Today I am your chef, Michael Mersil, and once again we have some great guests with us, and they're kind of nuts, so we're not sure how they're going to speak to you, but please introduce yourselves. Camera.
Hi, I'm Jody Zeller with First Security Bank.
Hi, I'm Lisa Pache with Counselor Realty of Detroit Lakes.
Lisa, that was very disappointing. I thought you were going to talk like a Texan.
Hi, I'm Lisa Pache from Counselor Realty of Detroit Lakes. I can't sell your home in Texas, but I can in Minnesota. Y'all.
I'm not sure if that's Texan or if that's more like
Minnesota twang.
Yeah, well, it
Minnesota
could be that,
wannabe
or
Texan?
it also is more like, oh, what's a Paula Deen from the South? Paula Deen, that's all, you all. Yeah, is that, so I'm not sure if Texans talk that way or not, but
She bakes a lot of delicious foods.
Yeah, she's good. I love that Paula Deen. She reminds me of my family. We use butter and everything. We do. Butter and whipping cream, yes. If Paula Deen ever sees my show, I know she'd want to give me a big hug. Because when she squeezes me, butter would come out.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I'm Stacy Friesen from Midwest Bank.
I'm Jonah Friesen.
Today we have a new dish that we serve out at the Little Easy, and it's a pan-fried grouper. Because so often around here we get the pan-fried walleye. We actually do that Thursdays at the Speakeasy, in case you're wondering. And but we want to do something different, so we do a pan-fried grouper, and it's really, really simple to do. It's probably a little harder for you to get the grouper in this area, but if you talk to your local butcher or to the grocery stores, they probably can get it in for you, even if they don't have it. So, but I do soak the grouper in a little bit of beer first. I said a little. Just so you know, so we're clear, just a little.
Half for you, half for
Yes.
There you go.
So we're gonna put that right in this pan here and get that. You want it just to soak a little bit of the flavor, because you know beer battered anything is good. And then I have the seasoned flour that we use at the Speakeasy. You will not find this anywhere else, so I will just tell you what you need to do. You're going to put a little Lowry's, a little garlic, a little onion powder, little garlic powder, onion powder, Lowry salt, white pepper, and mix that in with your flour. That's all you need to do. That's what a lot of places, that's about all they ever do when they do any kind of pan fried.
Okay, goofy question. Is there a difference between white pepper and black pepper?
Yeah,
Taste-wise?
Yeah, well, white pepper it's a different kind of, it's harvested at a different time, so it is a little stronger, and it has a different flavor to it. If you've seen the different peppercorns before, it's all on, or even just like a pepper, for example, it's all depends on when it's harvested, and it does actually going to change the taste of it. So, and that's like one of the main herbs in Kentucky Fried Chicken, you know, is that white pepper. You can taste a lot of white pepper in their, what is it, 11 herbs and spices?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of their, you can taste the white pepper in there, big time. It does have a very distinctive flavor. So I use white pepper in a lot of my sauces, a lot of my gravies and sauces, because I really like the flavor. So, while that sits just a little bit, I've got the flat top back here going, and I also have a secret kind of oil that I use. I can't tell you.
Luana coconut oil.
But at home, you can cook it in a little butter, and or a little lard. That's also really good.
People still use lard.
Lard.
I didn't know that.
Lard
I didn't
is.
know people still used it.
Yeah, lard is the best way to fry. Really, you know, because lard is rendered fat from a lot of animals, so it's got a great base, and it actually is amazing when you fry chicken in it or fish. Just just amazing texture. It gives it the flour just an amazing texture. I love it. And you know, your grandmother used to use it when she made her pie crusts. So she used to probably make her own lard. If you ever knew anybody that actually made their own lard, rendered their own fat. So I'm coating it, it seems like I'm coating it really heavy right now, but I'm actually going to shake a lot of it off so it is really light. But I'm not going to do that until I set it on the flat top to cook. So I just need to put a little oil down, and I will throw this on there. Okay, we pulled the fish off, and look at how beautiful it looks. And I know some of the gals here were asking me, you know, what can you bread your fish with? And of course, you know, people have used crackers before. They've used what else? Cornflakes. That's, yeah. My dad used to use cornflakes all the time. I think he actually mixed crackers and the cornflake crumbs together, and he always did cook it in lard. I mean, we went fishing as kids all over Canada, and it was absolutely a great time. The crazy thing was that I didn't really like fish back then. I always ate peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. I know, it's not even right. But I'll eat some fish now. Love the lobster, love the crab, those kinds of things, yeah.
I was amazed when I saw you using a meat thermometer to test your fish.
They saw me use a meat thermometer to see how warm the fish was. You know, fish is a tricky thing. You don't want to overcook it, otherwise it gets dry and tough. So a lot of fish shouldn't be cooked any further than 140 degrees, and that's what they teach us. I'm certified. I had to go to classes to learn how to cook chicken and fish and all those things to make sure that people didn't get sick. So that was one of the things that we learned. But it is one of those things where you don't want to overcook your fish.
Okay, so silly question, but I always just kind of check it the way Grandma did, where she checked to see if it was flaking apart. What was the temperature?
140 degrees, so I was right on. Okay. And that's what I was looking for. Some people do that. That is the old-fashioned way. If it's flaking apart and it's white throughout, you know, there are some fish that you can cook, you know, rare and medium rare, like tuna and salmon. Tuna and salmon are some fishes that you actually can cook at a different temperature. But you know, when you're cooking some of the, you know, like walleye and stuff like that, you usually want to get it to at least 140 degrees. You know, you can get sick from it, you know, if it isn't cooked properly and they didn't handle the meat properly. I mean, that's where it all begins. I mean, it's how did the butchers handle the meat to begin with? Because if they contaminated it with some of the fluids from the walleye, then it's on the outside. It's usually on the outside of it. So you do got to make sure that you cook it to at least 140 degrees. Same with hamburgers and stuff like that. I mean, you know, back when they were having all those problems with ground beef, the problem is when you butcher a cow, you are using all the leftover kinds of meats and then you grind it up. Now, if that meat is contaminated, you're mixing all of those contaminations together. So that's why they have so many strict regulations and laws on all that stuff. And that started a long time. I remember, you know, I don't want to mention the name of the restaurant, but there was a restaurant, a chain that got a bunch of people sick. And it was because of that. It wasn't their fault. You know, that's the sad thing about it. It all started from the butcher. And I'm sure they probably had their own lawsuit with them. But, so, I mean, we are very careful. We use thermometers on everything in our restaurant to make sure everything's cooked properly. And everybody's trained with that. Very, very important. Washing your hands, I mean, everything. You got to really watch yourself. Because, I mean, you're more likely to contaminate yourself at home a lot of times than going to a reputable place. So, here we have it. This is the pan-fried grouper. We serve it with a little citron remoulade sauce, which is like a tartar sauce with a little lemon zest in there. I like that. And it complements it really nicely. If you're interested in trying the grouper, please come out to the Little Easy. It is to die for, along with all of the Easy Gourmet specialties.